In this video, we're going to do a special type of factoring using our greatest common factor. This time our common factor is going to be a binomial. So remember, binomial means two terms, so something like 2x minus 3. Let's jump right into doing some examples. In example 1, you can see I've got the x minus 3 and the x minus 3 in my two terms. So what's strange is my terms have binomials in them. But remember, terms are separated by addition or subtraction signs. So right now, as we're looking at this, that's my big subtraction sign. So I've got two terms. So my GCF is the x minus 3. Now remember, what that means is I'm going to have x minus 3 times something. And to get that something, I divide both terms by x minus 3. What happens is the entire x minus 3 cancels in each, and I'm going to be left with 7 minus 2x. And that's my answer. So all I've done is pull out a greatest common factor, the same way I was doing in the last video. But this time the common factor is a binomial. It's got two terms. Let's look at another example. In example 2, notice that what's in parentheses is not actually exactly the same. I have x plus 3 and 3 plus x. Our commutative property, however, does let me rearrange that. So I'm going to leave this one as x plus 3. And I'm going to flip-flop this one because it's addition. My commutative property tells me I can do that. Now what I have in parentheses is exactly the same, so I can pull it out. And what I'm going to be left with is 5x minus 4. If you need to show the step where you actually divide by your x plus 3, then do that. And that'll lead you to your final answer. Let's do a couple more examples with this. In example 3, notice that what I have in the parentheses is not the same. Cannot be factored. And it's not something where I can just rearrange. They're just totally not the same. And I should say cannot be factored using this method, because there might be another way to factor it. But for right now, we're just going to say cannot be factored. All right, looking at example 4. Notice what I have in parentheses is the same. So my greatest common factor is that t squared plus 4. I am going to put a 1 right there because I need it to hold my spot. So I'm going to pull out the t squared plus 4. It's going to be times something. And in this case, it's going to be negative t plus 1. Don't forget that plus 1. It's very important. That's why we put it there, to hold our spot. And that is it. That is factoring by pulling out a common factor, greatest common factor, where the factor happens to be a binomial.